Hello students, I'll continue with my third unit, that is values and data types, and I'll continue with the topic, that is initializing a variable. In the previous video I have completed till assignment operator. Okay, in this video I'll just continue with how initializing a variable has been done. The initialization of variable has been done in two ways, that is static and dynamic. Static means direct assignment of constant or direct assignment of value to a defined variable. Okay, as well as dynamic means variable gets initialized at runtime, that is during execution of a program. You all know this, you have learnt in your 9th standard. Next comes with the operator with a token called as punctuator. Punctuation sign or a special character R, that is question mark, dot operator, semicolon. Okay, separators, operators and keyword are various tokens. We will just look into punctuation signs or special characters are question mark, represents the action when the condition is true. Okay, it is also known as ternary operator, you know it. Dot represents a scope of function where it belongs to objects or a class. We use dot operator when we are creating an object. Then comes semicolon. Semicolon represents the termination, that is the terminator for any statement or an end of a statement. Next one is your separators, that is special characters used to separate the values or variables or characters, that is either a comma, open braces or a close braces, open curly braces or a close curly braces and a squared brackets. Okay. Operators perform arithmetical or logical operations, that is either your arithmetic operation or a logical, that is and or not, and a relational operators, that is greater than, is greater, is not, is lesser than, is equal to, not equal to, and is less than or equal to. Next comes keywords and the reserved words which are used by the system to carry a special meaning for compilation. Example for the reserved words are the various keywords are there. Here it is mentioned as class or publics or throws or for, square root or system. There may be either void, okay, static, public, void, okay, then class, all these are keywords. Fine. So your punctuators have done initializing of a variable, you know, direct assignment of a value to a variable. So here just see, direct assignment of a value to a variable has been done. Direct assignment of a value to a variable has been done. This is called as static initialization. And whereas the variable is been given the value during the time of execution is called as dynamic initialization. Okay, then punctuators I have done. Okay, let us go on to the data types used in Java. Okay, there are the data types has been divided into two types, that is primitive data type and non-primitive data type. Primitive data type is again divided into two categories, that is numeric and non-numeric data type. Okay, numeric is your integer and float, whereas non-numeric is your character and boolean. And your non-primitive data types are your classes, arrays and interface. Your non-primitive data type is also called as user-defined data type, exactly. Okay. So these are your data types that you know it, you have learned about integer, float, character, boolean also, which represents your string data type or a string class. On classes, arrays and interface you will be learning later on. Okay. So primitive data type, again I told you that you know it, it is an independent data type, also called as basic data type. Okay, that is example byte, int, float, long, float and double. So this is the chronological order of your primitive data type. First comes byte, then comes int, then comes short, then int, then comes long, then comes float and double. Integer data type says that a variable declared integer type contains whole number. Okay, the number may be either a positive or a negative number with no decimal point. Okay, the four types of declaration under integer is byte, short, int and long. Byte means it is using bitwise operation is done over here. Short means all smaller values. Int means which are more than the short integers, and long means the longer integers. Floating type means you are inserting decimal numbers are stored over here. Numbers are defined in two ways, but that is your float and double. Okay, float represents the fractional number, that is the decimal numbers in small range, and double represents against your decimal number in a wider range. Next comes character. Character type variable contains single character. These are 256 characters available. There are 256 characters available. Those are ASCII characters. You have learned about ASCII characters also. These ASCII characters are assigned a specific numeric value called as ASCII code. The ASCII code ranges from 0 to 255. Okay, 256 characters are available. They are saying that means it doesn't start from 1, it starts from 0. 0 to 255. 0 to 9 consists of which characters? That is from A to A to something sorry. So 0 to 9 ASCII characters consist of your ASCII code starting from 48 to 57. Then comes a star. Then you are having ASCII characters uppercase alphabets, that is A to Z, which starts from 65 and ends up to 90 and goes on. So these are your ASCII characters. Okay, after that, so commonly used ASCII characters are 0 to 127. Okay, after that single character declaration and string declarations here, how you are declaring your ASCII characters, that is how you are declaring your characters. Okay, so how a single character as well as string character has been declared, that is data type, variable and a character. So for example, if it is a single character, you take a data type as char with a variable equals to, within a single code you are inserting a character, and string declaration means a data type variable with within a double code you are inserting your string. Okay, any of your string. Okay, it may be a word or a string. Fine. So this is declaration of your string character. Next, type conversion, converting various data type into a single type. This also you had learnt, conversion of various data type into a single type. So there are two ways of type conversion, that is implicit type conversion and explicit type conversion. So under implicit says that converting a data type to another data type automatically by the computer with the highermost type is called as implicit data type. So here what is happening, you are converting your data type to another data type automatically to the highermost, to the higher level of data type. For example, if it is an integer, you are converting this data type to a highermost level of data type, it may be as long. Okay, whereas explicit type conversion is converting the data type to another data type depending on the user's choice. It depends on the user's choice. If he wants the integer data type to be converted to the float data type, the user can do so. So this is called as implicit type and explicit type. Conversion of your data type to another data type automatically is your implicit, and converting the data type to another data type depending on user's choice is explicit. Okay, so here I complete with your third unit of your values and data type. I'll just repeat from the beginning what I have completed with that of, just look into. So in the previous chapter, previous video, I have completed with what languages are you using for the medium of communication, that is Java language, computer language, and you are using character sets into that. The various character sets are letters, digits and operators. Then you are even using logical operator, relational operator, delimiters, punctuation marks and braces. Then encoding a character means you are entering the characters into with the help of a keyboard to the computer memory, and this can be encoded by using ASCII code and Unicode. Then about Unicode, I have told it is a representation of character in a numeric form, and it uses hexadecimal digits ranging from 0 into 0000 to 0 into FFFF, and it takes 16 bits code, and the address exceeds to 1,60,755. Okay, then ASCII code is a decimal number represented in 7 binary digits, and the character ranges from 0 to 127. I have told you about your escape sequences also. Okay, it controls the cursor while displaying the values on the screen, and always it will start with a backslash followed by a character. Then this escape sequence is always enclosed within double quotes. Okay, for more reference of escape sequence, please refer your page number 15 from your textbook. Okay, then I have told you about tokens, means an individual component of a Java statement that carries a special meaning into it while during the execution of a program. These are the various tokens, types of tokens that you are using in your programming of Java. Then and the explanation of the various tokens has been displayed over here. Clear? So here I end up with your unit 3, that is values and data type. In the next video I will start with your unit 4, that is operators in Java. Till then, thank you.